Okay, welcome back, Sarah. This is the third episode of 4, at least we think it's going to be 4, who knows, 4 that we've planned in this series where we're talking about free tools. And today we're going to be talking about authoring tools. And yeah, let's just get right into it. And I think we're going to start with like the more comprehensive ones and then just move on to like the tools that will help you make like the components that will make it, just stick out and be really good.
Sounds good. Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. Okay. So there are free tools, right? And then there are free versions of tools.
The freemiums.
The freemiums, yes. And so I think if we just get into that quickly, like the freemiums, you have to look at, we talked about in another episode, like you can create content, but maybe anyone could find it. And that's true for Genially as well, right? If you don't pay, technically, I mean, it's not hosted anywhere, but you could Google it and find it. So when I'm using that, I'm always making sure not to add any sensitive information, anything that might be, not common knowledge, a company secret.
Same thing with that H5P, right?
Yeah, exactly. So just to make sure that, like we're a lot of the things you do are kind of common knowledge. And I feel like that's fine. Like, how do you give amazing customer service? I feel like it's common knowledge. But maybe
the secret recipe for like the pizza sauce?
Yeah, that doesn't go, in Genially, it just doesn't. So I just think that's something to remember. And if you're talking within like a group or within your organization about what tools you should and should not use, you need to have a conversation about that. Like, how sensitive is that? How do we feel about the risk that someone might potentially Google what's in the secret sauce at la company and find this training little module that we made. So I guess.
Then, like, to add on to that, if that's more of a concern and you needed something a little bit more closed, you could go with something like iSpring, is easy, and they offer freemium again. So, the more comprehensive tools and features, you have to pay for those, but you can start off with those for free.
Yeah, and I mean, iSpring freemium, I think is actually really good because it is, it is compatible with your PowerPoint. So you can create all the interactions basically you want in PowerPoint and then just export them. So you don't really even need to use like their interactive functions. You can just build that, if you're good at PowerPoint.
And EdApp is like that too. Yeah. You can, upload your PowerPoints and add in interactives or just use the interactives that are preloaded.
Yeah.
But I think, PowerPoint and Google Slides, you can actually do a lot with those. I don't think people give those enough credit because we see all these fancy things, right? Yeah. But you can do motion paths and link to other slides. So which one's correct? And you could have it linked to it incorrect or correct, right?
Yeah.
So you could easily do branching scenarios within Google Slides, Google PowerPoints. So
yeah, I do. And I think it's amazing. And just like different ways of giving feedback. And I really like it. And I actually like it for things like customer service. And you can also embed video. So you're not even limited to text and picture. You can actually add like a YouTube video into your PowerPoint. So there are so many things you can do. And then what, say, iSpring Free does is it just converts it to either a SCORM file or a HTML5 file that you can then upload and share.
And embed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's always great. I would have to say another one that I really like is Free Pick. If you're looking for like just doing like presentations or whatnot, you can build that in Free Pick, and they have some really great things. Canva, like you were saying in one of our earlier videos. Also Visme. All those are great slide deck builders that you can then like you were saying, make that into HTML
Yeah.
and embed.
Yeah. So, and that comes back to the, are you allowed to embed things or not, discussion we had in an earlier video. But so check that first. What can I embed? What can I not embed before you start creating things? And also, where am I going to put it? So you still need to publish it somewhere. So like on a website or on a server somewhere, you need to actually host the SCORM file or the
And again, like
HTML5 file.
GitHub or Amazon Web Services. And
yeah, or maybe just one of your internal web pages. Some people, I think, even use like a part of their website. It's just hidden, and you just, you know, share it from there. So you don't have to get really advanced, but you do have to think about that, because you can technically send it out as a PDF, but I wouldn't. But you can. But so those are great. One tool that I've not tried yet, but I really want to try, is Adapt.
I haven't tried that either. I have seen it though,
I hear good things.
and but you do need your own server for it. So that again comes back to, do you have that already available? And if not, you know, you're going to be limited. But
yeah, but I think the thing with it is that that is a real authoring tool. Like if you can't afford like Storyline or Captivate, and you really feel like that is the kind of tool you need, and you have a server available, then Adapt is, you know, comparable with those kinds of services. It does,
and it does have
things.
plugins too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bonus. So just because you have to download something for Adapt to Author, that doesn't mean that your audience also has to download it. So that's another really nice thing to kind of think about and consider, is that, you know, you can still, if you do have a server, that doesn't mean everybody else has to be on it in order to benefit.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just somewhere to host it. Because since you're not paying, they're not going to pay to host all your stuff. That's not fair. It's open source, and I love open source, but open source a lot of times wants you to have a server, especially when it comes to learning. But that is, like, as I said, if you have a server, I really think you should look into that. And there are, absolutely, once again, you know, lots of resources online. You can Google it. You can look at YouTube videos. There are online communities you can join, and people who are really enthusiastic about open source software that is willing to help you. So, you know, just get your IT department on board and go from there. So yeah, but okay, so now we've talked about like authoring tools, right? Just creating a course, a full course, if you will, right? Within one file or project or site or whatever it may be. But let's talk about the components, because it doesn't matter if you have a great authoring tool if you don't have great content.
It's so very, very true.
There's like text and click next and some, you know, built-in pictures that they had in Articulate. Like, that's not going to cut it, is it?
No, and that's why I love Pexels for that. Yeah. And Pexels, like, they have royalty-free, or excuse me, free royalty-free images for, you know, images, and they have video clips. So if you're making something in Camtasia, you know, you can pull in a video clip to go underneath your voiceover. Really love that. But if we're talking like illustrated components, Undraw. I love Undraw, and you've probably seen quite a bit of Undraw examples just out there. It's, you know, it's a very distinct style of illustration, but it's very
I'll see
clean.
If I could just post one somewhere here so you see it.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Editing. Ooh, fancy. But again, you know, flaticon.com for the icons, but I mean, there's so many others
as well. So great.
Which one?
FreePic. So they're kind of intertwined. They're the same company-ish, but they're two services. But they both have a really large, great free part, but you
Mhm.
have to just remember to give them the attribution, because that's really important. Otherwise, you're a jerk.
Yes, exactly. And the same thing for
Most.
sounds
Mm,
as well, right? So some great sound websites. I love Bensound.
yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Bensound, lots of free. There are premium ones that you can get too. So
Mm,
it's, you know, there's freemium and then the premium.
yeah.
Um, and then also, um, oh, what was, I
I
was
mean,
trying
if
to
you're looking
remember.
for no attribution places, there are a few. So there's this place called Mixkit.
Oh,
They
Mixkit. Yeah,
have both music and video, like stock video,
mhm.
and it's free and there's no attribution required. It is glorious. I tell you, glorious.
I'm all for that, you know, if you can get it with no attribution required. I think too, you can also put the attribution, if as long as you have an attribution slide at the beginning and an attribution slide at the end, just saying, hey, all images are
Yeah,
from here. This is where I got everything, you know.
yeah,
But this is people's work that they have generously put out for free use, and so it's important to really
yeah.
attribute that back.
Super important. Yeah. So just always look into that before you do anything else.
Icons 8, I think, is also a really great icon tool
Yeah.
that
There are
requires
so
less.
many great places. And I think we're just going to add some extra links down below, just because we can't name them all. But there are
Okay.
so many places where you can get like music and images. But then let's talk about the tools you need to make it.
Okay,
So
so
like the editors, like the audio editors, the video editors, the free ones.
yep.
Like, do we want to do video first and then audio?
Yeah, that sounds great. So one of my favorite free video editors um, is the Openshot editor. And so that's openshot.org. And it's pretty robust in that it does a lot of the same things that Camtasia does without the interactive SCORM component to it. But it's really, it's a great option out there as it is. And this isn't free, but it's a little bit, it's cheaper than a lot of other options, which is Filmora
Hmm.
and Wondershare uh,
Yeah.
Democreator. So those are really great ones too. And of course, OBS, right?
Yes,
That's
exactly. I think because if you do a lot of screen recording, and no matter how much we try not to, we do, right? For all the training and the different IT systems and whatnot, we just end up doing the screen recordings. And so OBS is absolutely free. It's not that heavy on your computer. And it does glorious screen recordings. You can add a mic, do your voiceover at the same time. The quality is really good. And then, you know, you can also use an audio editing tool then if you want to enhance the audio, or you can do my trick with the extra microphone
yeah.
and add on the better sound later. So another video editing tool that I mentioned is Hitfilm-express. Now
Ooh,
it is a
yeah, that's
freemium, but it has basically everything you really need. It even removes green screen.
oh, that's nice.
So that's like a good free tool that will
I
do the things.
I think another, again, I'm gonna come back to my roots and
Mm.
my 90s Sarah and really advocate for PowerPoint. Because
Yes.
most of us already have it on our
Yeah.
computers. You can do a screen recording, you can voice over, you can add captions.
Mm.
You can even, I know this sounds crazy, you can do the same stuff as a video editor. It takes a lot more effort, but you can, with the animations, make certain word bubbles appear during certain
Mm.
parts of your video and
Yes.
all that stuff. So, you know, definitely recommend if you're looking, you're like, I got to make something today. I need my screen recorded. I need to make a video, put some stuff up there. Definitely check that out. And
Mm.
then if you're a Windows user, there is a video editor on your Windows computer. So you
Mm.
can type in video editor in the search bar on your desktop and there's it's nice. It's not you know, it's pretty linear in its capabilities, but you can do some nice things with it. And then, of course, if you're a Mac user, you got iMovie.
Exactly, yeah. And then if you have a really good computer, like a beast gamer computer, there is Davinci Resolve.
Yeah.
Which is basically as good as, say, Adobe Premiere Pro, or better, some would say, but completely free. It's not open source.
That's another one too. Adobe Premiere Pro. That's only $20 a month.
Yeah, it is. But it's I pay for the entire
the suite.
The suite, yeah. It's one of the things I choose to pay for. I mean, there are tools that can do the same thing, but I choose to pay for Creative Cloud. But yeah, so if you have a really good computer already, Davinci Resolve, and you want to do like the super profesh stuff, then that is an amazing tool. But most of you don't need that. That is too amazing for you. You don't need that. You will be fine with Hitfilm-express or even the built-in like Windows video editor, because what you usually do, let's be honest, snip things, right? Get rid of the weird pause in the beginning, get rid of the part where you said something wrong, add the logo at the end, add some text here and there, maybe some arrows, and publish, right? That's mostly what we do. And then maybe, and then maybe we animate it if we're like feeling creative and have the time.
Exactly. And I know we only have a couple minutes left, but I did want to real quick go over some audio tools. So everybody knows Audacity, I feel like, but Ocean Audio, OCENAUDIO, is really, really great, and is another free open source audio editor as well. So definitely highly recommend checking that out. Do you have any other ones that?
Yeah, I would like, there is a podcasting tool called Anchor FM that is free. It is,
Anchor.
Yeah, and it is it's a Spotify product. So if you want to, you can create a podcast within it and then share it to Spotify, and it will basically share it with everything. But you can also just use it to record podcasts and then use them in your learning instead. And so these are great if you want to record interviews with people who are not geographically where you are. They have you send out a link and they call you up, basically like on Zoom, and then you can do editing and you can add in things. And it's not a super advanced tool, but if you need to get like a little podcast out there and you know nothing about podcasting or audio editing, this is a tool for you. Like you need to try this.
Oh, absolutely. So it's really a great option to have. So I think, in wrap up, if you Google free tool or, there's lots of stuff out there, and just click around till you find something good. Just, always use that discretion and once you click, because we want you to keep your computer nice and healthy. A virus detector is always a good idea.
And always you can read reviews about almost anything as well, so you can sort of pre-screen it as well. All right, Sara, thank you so much. I know I have to let you go now, but I suppose we'll be back later.
Yes, we'll have to do this again very, very soon.
Yeah, with some more free stuff. So I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Linnea.
Okay, bye.
Bye.